In a small village nestled among the hills lived a humble carpenter named Ibrahim. Known for his honesty and skill, Ibrahim crafted furniture that adorned nearly every home in the village. Yet, despite his reputation, he lived a modest life. His wife, Amina, and their young daughter, Layla, were his greatest treasures. But life was not without challenges. For years, Ibrahim struggled to make ends meet. His workshop was small, and the tools he used were old and worn. Still, he never complained. Every morning, he would begin his day with dua and trust in Allah's plan, reciting, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil, Allah is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs. One fateful day, Ibrahim returned home to devastating news. His daughter Layla, who had been running and laughing just the day before, now lay pale and weak in her bed. She had fallen seriously ill, and the local doctor informed them that her condition required urgent treatment in the city. The cost of treatment was far beyond what Ibrahim could afford. His heart sank. He had saved a small sum, but it was barely enough to cover the journey, let alone the medical expenses. That night, as Amina wept silently beside Layla's bed, Ibrahim fell to his knees in prayer. Tears streamed down his face as he pleaded, Ya Allah, you are the provider. You are the healer. Grant my daughter Shifa and guide me to a way out of this hardship. The next morning, Ibrahim made a decision that would test his faith like never before. He took his most prized possession, a beautifully carved wooden table he had spent months perfecting, and carried it to the market. It was a masterpiece, intended for a wealthy client who had promised a handsome payment upon delivery. But Ibrahim knew that waiting for the payment was not an option. Layla needed help immediately. At the market, Ibrahim approached a merchant known for buying handcrafted items. This table is worth more than gold to me, Ibrahim said, his voice trembling, but I need to sell it today. Will you take it? The merchant examined the table and nodded. I will buy it, but I can only offer you half of what it's worth. Ibrahim hesitated. Half the price meant he would still fall short of the medical expenses, but time was running out. He accepted the offer, took the money, and hurried home. With the money in hand, Ibrahim and Amina set out for the city. They reached the hospital where Layla was admitted and treated immediately. The doctors assured them that with continued care, she would recover. But as they sat in the hospital waiting room, counting every penny left, Ibrahim realized they had no money to return home. Once again, he turned to Allah. Ya Allah, you brought us this far. I trust you will not leave us now. That evening, as Ibrahim wandered the hospital corridor, lost in thought, he noticed a well-dressed man struggling to move a heavy bench. Without hesitation, Ibrahim stepped forward to help. The man, whose name was Mr. Karim, thanked Ibrahim and asked,
Are you here for someone?
Ibrahim shared his story, including how he had sold his prized table and spent everything to bring his daughter for treatment. Mr. Karim listened intently, his eyes filled with admiration.
You're a man of faith and integrity,
Mr. Karim said.
I happen to run a furniture business, and I'm always looking for talented craftsmen. How about you come work for me? I'll give you a fair wage and a place to stay in the city.
Ibrahim was stunned. But I have no tools and my family, Mr. Karim smiled.
I'll provide the tools, and your family will be safe here. You've shown true sacrifice for your daughter, and Allah has placed you in my path for a reason.
With Mr. Karim's help, Ibrahim began working in the city. His skill and dedication quickly gained recognition, and he was able to pay for Layla's full treatment. In time, Layla recovered completely, her laughter filling their home once more. Ibrahim often reflected on the journey that brought him to this point. He realized that every hardship had been a test of faith, and every moment of patience had been rewarded by Allah's mercy. The verse from the Quran resonated deeply in his heart. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Sharh 94:6. Years later, Ibrahim's workshop became one of the most renowned in the city, and he employed others who were struggling. just as he once had. He often shared his story with his employees, reminding them to never lose hope in Allah. Trust in Allah, he would say. When you think the doors are closing, he opens windows you never knew existed.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means a lot and helps us keep bringing you great content. See you in the next one.